What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy Dread is back, and even though football season is over, I want to give you guys my thoughts on possibly one of the biggest free agent talks in the league right now, which is where is J.J. Watt going to land next season? And of course, the number one landing spot a lot of people are predicting or assuming is none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers for obvious reasons. Now, on paper, that does sound good, but it's just a couple of things about it that don't sit right with me. And I understand where a lot of Steelers fans come from. I mean, I get it because I'm in Steelers fans groups like around Facebook and on Twitter and everything. Now, I get it. You guys want to beef up our team to make it better because of the disappointment that was last season, starting 11-0, then finished 5 of our last 6 games in losses, and of course, with the most devastating being that humiliating loss to the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. But yes, I mean, but some of the names that people are throwing out, for us to have a better team is ridiculous. Oh, we should get Deshaun Watson in a trade. We should get Matt Stafford. We should get Clay Matthews. We should get Aaron Rodgers if he's available. We should get Aaron Donald. We should get Julio Jones. We should get J.J. Watt. That all sounds fine and dandy, but here's the thing. We cannot afford them. We cannot afford any of those guys in those positions. And the thing is, right now, that's our offensive side of the ball. I mean, our defensive side of the ball, that's the least of our worries. At least it is to me. But yeah, I mean, it sounds good, but it's just that we can't afford them. Now, we have freed up some salary cap space because of the retirement of Marquise Pouncey and of Vance McDonald. I mean, like I said, that right there is fine. But we need to figure out our situation on the offensive side of the ball. Like I don't think our defense right now is the least of our worries, especially with our linebacker core. A healthy Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker core is the number one. Is the most dangerous in the league. If a healthy Pittsburgh Steelers front 7 is number 1. Bar none. Now, we need to figure out what moves that we're going to make in the offseason before we sign anybody else. I mean, because look at who we have as a free agent. We have Mike Hilton. He's going to be a free agent. Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a free agent. I think we re-sign him. Let's see. Who else? James Conner. He's going to be a free agent. Me, personally, I think that we should cut ties with him and let him go. I love the guy to death, and I love his story, but I feel like that he should not be our number 1 running back option. I feel like we should let him go. I mean, the thing is, but even if we don't re-sign him and then we release him, who will need him? I think he wouldn't be a starter anywhere else. I think he'd be like a second or a third stringer. But I'll talk about that in a different video. But yes, also before we make any big moves, we need to figure out who we are going to draft. I mean, because right now at the tight end position, we need a backup tight end. Who else could we possibly use? Like, what position? Now, if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are you going to draft? Or what position would you draft? Like, people say, well, we need a running back. Me, personally, I think that we give Benny Snell Jr. a chance as a starter. Me, personally, he should have been started. He should have been the number 1 guy last year in the first place. And I think that James Conner should have been the second stringer. Because James Conner, like I said, I love him, but he's too injury prone. Now, Ben Roethlisberger. What about his contract situation? Because he's going to be guaranteed $20 million. But the thing is, like, he says that he's willing to take a pay cut. Which, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people say that if he didn't take a pay cut, that would be selfish of him. But you got to think about what's best for you in the long term. Because if Ben Roethlisberger said that this year is going to be his last year. And me, personally, if I know this is going to be my last year, I'm going to try to secure the bag. I'm going to try to get as much money as I can before I possibly retire. And also, for our as far as our quarterback situation going forward, I say that we give Josh Dobbs a chance. Because we didn't re-sign him for no reason. I personally thought that he should have got a second look for a starter. And I love Mason. Mason's all right in my book, but he's not it either. He's not a viable long-term option. But yes, before we really make any big moves, we need to decide who we're going to keep, who we're going to cut, and what we're going to do in the NFL draft this year. Also, Mike Tomlin. A lot of people saying that he should be in the hot seat for what happened last year. Now, I do agree that some accountability should go to Mike Tomlin, but he can't control injuries. He can't control quarterback mistakes. He can't control turnovers. He can't control clock management. He can control the way the plays are called and clock management. I'll give him that. But also, him and Ben need to get on the same page as far as play calling. They need to be able to see eye to eye on that. But I mean, Big Ben, like as far as what I mean, the thing is, if he gets injured again, if he goes down, he's done because he's he's gonna be 39 next month, and he's an old 39. I mean, because he's been battle worn. He's taken a lot of beat. He's probably taken more of a beating than the average quarterback should. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But if he takes a pay cut and we sign J.J. Watt, that's fine. That beats up our defense. But me personally, I think the only thing we need to do is probably sign another running back, beef up our secondary a little bit more, and possibly beef up our special teams. Because the thing is, also look at our wide receiving core. Like I think we're gonna re-sign Juju. Let's see, we got Juju, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson. Let's see, James Washington, and we have Ray McLeod, who doubles as a third/slot wide receiver and a special teams guy. So we're good on on our wide receiving core. And like I said, we actually have. I mean, we have depth at the running back core, but we just don't use it. Why we don't use it, I have no idea. I don't know what the hell what's the problem with the play calling or like with what the depth chart is. Hell, if it was me, I'd be switching around like they do in Madden. But that's just me personally. Like, the thing is, I guess the Steelers GMs know what they're doing. But we're on a 10-year drought from even being at a Super Bowl. A 10-year drought from being at the Super Bowl, and a 12-year drought from actually hoisting a Lombardi. So that's some things that we need to get together. Figure out what we're going to do in the draft. Figure out who to cut and who to re-sign. And what about Ben's contract? Before we decide to make any ridiculous free agent signing, we need to figure out what we're going to do in those areas. But anyway, that's all I got for tonight, guys. What do you think about this? Like, would signing J.J. Watt with the Steelers situation right now be a good idea? And also, one more thing. J.J. Watt is not going to be the same person he was 5 years ago. I mean, J.J. Watt in his prime is pretty much who Aaron Donald is today. But are we going to get... The thing is, would signing him be a viable long-term option? Like, if you signed him, would he be an asset to us in the next 3 to 5 years? Me personally, I don't think that we're not going to get that prime J.J. Watt. We got a prime T.J. Watt right now, and he does need to be utilized to the best of his abilities. But yes, anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Like, should we sign him? Would it help us? Would it benefit us? Or would it be a detriment to us in the long run as far as salary cap and our team's defense side of the ball? Anyway, my guys, talk to you guys later. Peace out.